Insurance team. This is Bob Coakley, your humble sales coach, and I am here today to give you some tips and reminders for the upcoming Travel Expo. We know many of you are going to be participating in this, and it's an opportunity to create a ton of new leads and new business. What a great way to start off the year. All right, so in this video, I'm going to cover 7 points that are really quick but can help you generate even more leads and business from the Travel Expo. Let me go over these 7 points, and then down below we're going to have timing in the notes so you can jump to any one point if you want to spend a little more time there. So what are the 7 points? 1, it starts with our mindset. Number 2, it's conversation starters. 3 is how we transition into the insurance conversation. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about how we share what members like about AAA Insurance. After that, we'll talk about asking for the appointment. And then lastly, we'll talk about keeping score. So those are the 7 points. Let me go through each one individually. Point number 1 is mindset. We can really take another lesson out of this great book. If you haven't read it recently or at all, you should read it, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie says, focus more time being interested instead of trying to be interesting. And that's really a great mindset going into the show. Just be interested. When people come up to the insurance booth, be interested. Ask them about their vacations and some of the things they're looking into. If we just have an attitude of interest, we're going to create more authentic conversations, and believe me, it's going to really lead to more business and more leads. Plus, it's just more fun. So start with a great mindset and be interested. Okay, point number 2, conversation starters. We want to be careful that we don't fall into the trap of using some starters that kind of are non-starters. For example, how are you today? That's really a throwaway question. Actually, let's be on our game, and when someone comes up to the booth or someone walks by, just simply introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Bob, and what's your name? And just have an authentic conversation with them. After you do a name exchange, ask some questions like, so what do you like about the show so far? Or you might like, so what brought you to the show? So tell me where you're looking to go in 2018 on your vacation. Start there, be interested, and have them talk about why they're there at the travel show, and you'll get the conversation started. So now let's go to the next point, which is transitioning into the insurance conversation. So focus on that conversation earlier, be authentic, and just be interested. But if the opportunity presents itself, how do we transition into talking about insurance? It's real simple, and it's stuff we've used in the past. You just ask simple questions like, so, when was the last time AAA quoted your insurance? Or you might ask, so what do you know about AAA Insurance? So once again, an open-ended question. Some other questions that we find useful are, hey, when was the last time you sat down with your insurance agent and reviewed your coverages? When we do this, we get them talking, and it helps us understand them a little bit more and where they are as it relates to their insurance. All right, so the next point is to pivot to share with the member why people like AAA Insurance, okay? So if you've had that initial transition into insurance and the conversation is going well, this may be an opportunity to kind of build some value for you and the club and AAA Insurance. I like using the phrase, so you know what? A lot of people like using AAA Insurance is because we have access to 6 different carriers. That's great for our members because we're able to choose the carrier that best fits that member. And it's really our goal to help members get the right protection at the most competitive price. The other phrase I like using is when we sit down with members and review their coverage, we're usually able to do one of 2 things. First, we either save them money, which people love and you can use on this vacation, or we help them improve their coverage. And a lot of times we actually help people do both. When was the last time you took a look at your insurance coverage? So those are a couple of things, but be prepared to share with them why people like using you. And it's kind of a soft way to approach that and hopefully get them engaged. So the next point is, if we're not able to quote them there, obviously, is to set up a time to have a conversation at a later date. So we need to be able to comfortably ask for an appointment. So we use our sales techniques that we learned in Member Connect. alternate choice close or assumptive close, right? So they're interested, they've demonstrated some interest in maybe going over their coverage. Just offer a couple of options. Say, hey, I'll be in the office on Monday. I'd be happy to give you a call Monday morning, or would the afternoon be better? So again, the choice of two positives. Or the assumptive close. Say, hey, why don't I give you a call on Monday afternoon? What time works for you? So you've kind of assumed they want to have the conversation. But be prepared and make it easy for them to take it to the next step. And don't leave it up to them to be calling you. Make sure you put the onus on yourself. So the last point I want to make is what I would call keeping score. So when you're at the show, it's easy to be passive and people are going to come along, and by no means are we asking you to be aggressive. We want you to just reach out to members, create as many conversations as possible. So keeping score can help keep us focused so we can make the most out of the show. So each and every time you engage with someone and have a conversation, you may, for example, might keep 10 coins in your pocket, say 10 pennies. And each time you have a conversation, take 1 penny from that pocket and move it to the other side, to your other pocket. And then over the course of time, you could see how many conversations can I have? Is it 10? Now, maybe you can then take it and go back to the other pocket, but focus on how many conversations did I actually have? You can also just keep track on a piece of paper or what have you, but it helps us have a little bit more focus, and we'll probably get even more out of each and every hour that we work in the show. All right, so we've gone over several quick tips. All right, some of these might resonate with you more, but I guarantee you, if you focus on a few of these, you will have a super productive show, and it's going to help you put a lot more policies up on the board here in January and February. Summarized, first of all, have a great mindset. Be interested. Just focus on having conversations, let go of the result. Next, be sure to be prepared with conversation starters. Hi, I'm Bob. Okay, what's your name? Hey, what brought you to the show? Bang, you're into the conversation. Next is to transition into the insurance conversation, right? Hey, when was the last time AAA quoted your insurance? After that, we want to share with them what members like about working with AAA Insurance. People love us because we have access to multiple vendors. In fact, over 6, and this helps us get our clients the right protection at the most competitive price. After that, we want to make sure we're able to ask for the appointment. And then finally, keeping score is going to help us get even more out of the time at the show. So what are you going to focus on? And I just want to challenge you to have the best show possible. Get out there and create some great conversations with members. Good luck, everybody.